Hi guys, how are you around the world? What is the cost of IP? You will hear finally what is the cost. I know that many of you are waiting for it. Let me tell you first that the European industry is composed of SMEs to the extent of 99%. There's a survey which has been carried out in the European Union. 99% of European business are SMEs, small and medium-sized business. Medium-sized business are employees on up to 250 employees. So it is not about the Apples and the FANG, the Googles and the Amazons. It is about the backbone of the industry are you, the small and medium-sized enterprises. Now, from these 99%, only 10% use IP. So that is, I would say, bad news because we know in the meantime that the IP gives durability, gives a higher margin of profit to the company and makes the company more resilient in case of economic downturns. So this has been studied as well. These studies can be seen by the observatory from the European Union Intellectual Property Office. Now, from those who after a certain moment have used IP, from those small and medium enterprises, they say, well, I would have used, if I know now, I would have used earlier the IP because it gives reputation, it gives stability, durability to the company, and it gives the possibility to make a trust bond between the company and the consumers. So they regret not having been done earlier working with IP in favor of the company. So what is the reason the companies, they do not use IP? One is knowledge, yes, and I'm here to fill this gap with you, the knowledge. You will get this knowledge through this channel, and you will be able to know and to appreciate why IP is important. It is, in fact, very important for you. And the second is the cost. And I want to take care of this issue here in this video. You're waiting for it, so let's deal with it. We have a certain cost element here, but it is the wrong question, right? You should know this by now. The right question would be, what is the cost with regard to the benefit for the company? That would be the right question, cost benefit. And the benefit is, as I outlined many times in these videos, the benefit is higher than the cost involved. So it should not be a obstacle for you. The cost issue is not an obstacle for you to apply in a cost-efficient way. This, yes, the IP rights in favor of your company. But what the heck? You want to know the cost, right? So in order to make your financial planification and to see whether your company has sufficient funds in order to make IP happen for you. So let's go through this very quickly. I will see whether we have time. Yes. So let me see. The trademarks. The trademarks is the one which most of you want to have used in order to have a business identifier, and so that the people can go to you in order to to make the establishment between you and the goods and services you want to sell. Now, if you are somewhere around the world and you want to go to Europe, you know already from previous videos that we have a single market. We have 26 member states, 26 countries within the single market, and you have the possibility to go to one member state, to another member state, to 15 member states if you want, Or for trademarks, you have the possibility to go to one government office. That would be the European Union Intellectual Property Office, or you can go through the international registration through the WIPO and designate the European Union. That would be possible, but you will get what? You will get one title for 26 member states, 600 million consumers. Now, is this expensive? If you are from outside Europe, you don't want to go to one country, you want to go to the whole union. So the whole union would be 850 euros if you make an online application. And you can make an online application yourself. You don't need a trademark attorney for it. It is very easy. And it takes you, half an hour to do so, and the payment, and that's it. 850 for online application, and that would be for one class. Now, what is one class? Have in mind that you may not know, but there are 45 classes, and a trademark is always appreciated with regard to the brand, the logo what it is, and the goods and services for which you want to have the protection. I say 45 classes, so there are different products and services around the world. They are grouped to certain classes according to their nature, and then you can cover one class, two classes, three classes, or 45 classes if you want. But you have not interest to cover 45 classes. So you want to have one product or two products, two different products. You would need two classes, 850 plus 50 for a second class, so 900 euros, and you can apply for that trademark. Now, if you want to expand your business within the next 2-3 years for another product or another service, then you should apply for it at the moment of application, of this application, because it is less expensive to do so. If you want within 20 years, don't do it now, because you will enter into other troubles. So 10 years, you get an for 10 years. This application is valid for 10 years. You don't need to pay anything more, and you can have the protection, and you can, in the database you can see your trademark. Now, is that expensive? 900 euros in the absolute, probably it is expensive. In the relative, if you want one country, Germany is 300 euros already, and you would have only one country. And if you take the European Union as a whole, they started out in 1994 with some 4,000 euros, and has come down now to 900 euros. I think it is not an expensive issue. It is a good deal, I would say, and you can do it yourself. You don't need a lawyer. So for the design, same thing. You have one government office. You can also apply through Geneva, the Hague Agreement, I told you, and you can designate the European Union through the Geneva, or you can come directly to the European Union if you want. For the 26 member states, you have one title for 26 member states, and as well, it is not expensive. You have 230 for the registration and 120 for the publication, so 350 euros. That would be for one class. If you have more designs, so it's a bit more expensive, or more classes to be covered, so it's a bit more expensive. But you have a rough idea now what it is to apply for a design. The design is 5 years validity. You can renew with another fee afterwards for 5 years maximum. And that's it. You have the coverage for 26 member states. Doesn't sound good to you? Trademark and designs. Now the patents is more difficult now. You know that the unitary patent I talked to you through on another video, we don't have it yet. So that would be one title, like the trademarks, like the designs, one title, 26 member states, etc. And you would go to the EPO in Munich, the European Patent Office, to make the application. Now, the unitary patent does not exist. What exists, however, and since 1973, is the European patent, which is not an organization from the European Union beside its name. It is a supranational organization which has all the member states of the European Union, but also some other member states which are not part of the European Union. So you make the application there, and it is it is not easy to give you a concrete amount, because it depends on the geographical extension you choose. It depends on the difficulty of the case. It depends on the length of the translation you need to be done, and it depends on how many times the patent attorney has to talk to the European Patent Office, to the examiner there, in order to get through. The patent attorneys, you may know, are paid by, or they invoice by hour, and they charge, I think, between 150 and 500 euros an hour or so. But 15,000 euros would be, a kind of an average price you have to factor in order to get this patent with the European coverage. That is what you want to know at this moment. Then afterwards, once you decide to apply for a patent, then you would get more concrete estimation from your patent attorney with regard to the cost. So that would be 20 years, 15,000. The 15,000 are three cost factors, three cost elements. One is the application fees with regard to the patent office, the European Patent Office. The second would be the attorney fees, and which would include the translation fees for the national, the member states, where the final examination also will take place. And the other would be renewal fees up to 20 years, or in special cases for pharmaceuticals, etc., 25 years. But that would be it. So you will have only 20 years, not like the trademarks where infinity, and not like the designs where it can be extended until 25 years. Now, the good news is that we do not have some fees to be paid for the copyright and for the trade secrets. You know that the copyright, I talked you through that. The copyright is something which is valid upon creation and disclosure. It's a kind of artwork, right? A music, it could be a painting, it could be a book, it could be, opera, or it could be some kind of artwork and disclosure that gives you already a copyright. And the trade secret, same thing. Trade secret must have a certain value, commercial value, and you must do the measures in order to keep this secret, and then afterwards the measures, if it is disclosed, you can get indemnization, but you don't want to do this. The value of the trade secret is it is secret, and you're the only one who know it. Now, we don't have a title, as I said. You don't have a title within the member states with regard to this. No cost, though. You don't have a title. You have an individual title. You need to invoke national legislation in order to enforce these rights. So I hope I've covered a lot. It went very quickly, but I have only 15 minutes to go through. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can go through this video as many times as you want in order to get the full information. Thank you for tuning in.